Federal government officially shut down 18 hours ago, Congress failing to reach an agreement on how to continue funding things.
Yep, today, less than 24 hours after that official announcement, quite the gathering outside Congressman Don Bacon's office as concerned citizens are looking to voice what's troubling them. First Alert 6 Sydney Babb reports.
Need our House representatives to get back to work and start having those conversations in a bipartisan manner. In order to reopen our government, we need them to do their job.
Today, Angie Lauritzen, along with several others, gathered outside of Congressman Don Bacon's office, demanding the government reverse cuts to Medicaid, something Democratic leaders have been pushing for, and end the government shutdown.
I don't think we should ever be cutting health care. It's a basic, essential service for millions of people. And again, no matter how you access your health care, Medicaid's an essential service. It keeps our workers working and our communities thriving. Those costs go up when we cut those programs, so we'll end up paying for it anyways, dragging the fight on.
Congressman Bacon responded this afternoon.
There's concern, and I think some legitimate concerns, that a lot of lower income and middle income people will see their Obamacare or their health care premiums increase significantly. There's a lot of Republicans that are concerned about this as well. And there is opportunity for Republicans and Democrats to sit down on this important issue and negotiate this.
For protesters like Angie and Morgan, it comes down to a willingness to negotiate. Congressman Bacon also stressed the need for an end to the shutdown, showing his concern for the average American and a shutdown's effect on their livelihoods.
If you're if you're earning lower to lower mid income and your pay gets put on hold, a lot of folks are living paycheck to paycheck, and that's where the real cost is at.
The Senate did vote on a short-term bill to keep the government open for another 7 weeks, but fell short of the 60 votes needed. Republicans control the Senate and the House. Many Republican leaders blame Democrats for the shutdown, while Democrats blame Republicans for refusing to negotiate. In Omaha, I'm Sydney Babb, First Alert 6.
First Alert 6 also spoke with Congressman Flood and Senator Ricketts. They both say they're uncertain when the shutdown will come to an end, like all of us, Brian.
Yeah, and a reminder of what the government shutdown means for us. Social Security checks, those still go out. SNAP benefits and WIC funds from mothers and children also not impacted. Federal workers are not getting paid, but they do get back pay once the shutdown ends. Your student loan payments, those are still due, and financial aid will get distributed. You can also still submit those FAFSA applications as well.
Now, if you